Hello! Teacher Domini here for another exciting episode of VIP Kid Teaching. So, today I had my first unit assessment. Yay! It was not horribly scary. In fact, it was pretty cool. I had a major course unit assessment, and the only thing that I would say with the unit assessment is that I watched all the videos. I watched some really good videos. Matter of fact, I'm going to tag those awesome teachers that gave amazing tips and pointers for the unit assessment. It definitely helped me a great deal. The only thing I would say is that I really struggled with the split screen. I don't know if it's because I'm really just trying to pay attention to the students and how they're pronouncing things and really making sure that they're tracking with the material. I don't know. Maybe it was just my first time. I'm going to try it again because I see the logic in it, and I think that it's good. But I didn't struggle at all with remembering how to score the student at the end. And probably because with this student, while this is something that I'm starting to pick up with at least a couple of the students that I had, especially the two students I had today, reading their profiles. These students are very smart. They're extremely smart. They understand the material very well. However, I think because they understand the material very well and they tend to move quickly through the lessons, that maybe they're not getting the correction that they need to get, because both of these students, as I mentioned, clearly understand the material. The concepts, the theories, the definitions, the process of answering the questions, they get it. However, the speech is what I had to keep correcting through the unit assessment and my first class today. So I did use my time. We finished the unit assessment exactly at about 25 minutes because I filled my time with correcting vocabulary and the pronunciation of the vocabulary. In my first class, it was a little ball of energy. She was awesome, wonderful. But because she knows the material, she was very assertive in asking questions to demonstrate her understanding. She did a lot of reading before she was prompted, and all of that was great. However, what I noticed by just listening to her, when she doesn't really know a word, she kind of mumbles over it and then gets right to the next word that she knows. So I spent a lot of time in that class today getting her to stop, slow down, and let's say that word one more time. So that was the cool part, because even though you're against the clock, I think, and Teacher Madeline is the one that said this in a video that I watched yesterday. Teacher Madeline said to focus on the quality of instruction. Focus on the teaching part, because the kids are here to learn how to speak English correctly, conversationally, in a way that makes sense with what is being said. So when you don't correct those small errors, like the small words that she would mumble over to get to the words that she knew, then how can you gauge if she really understands what she just read? So that was definitely something that I enjoyed, and you have to pace that, especially if you have a little ball of energy like the one I had at 6 this morning. I mean, because we probably laughed and sang and danced the majority of the time. But I felt very confident in ensuring that she was saying things correctly. Same thing with the unit assessment. That the student was saying things correctly, even though it's an assessment, and I did grade the student on his initial response. If I had to help him with words, then that counted as the teacher had to assist the student. So, and I put that in my feedback for that student as well. All in all, though, Sunday morning, 6 a.m. class, 7 a.m. class, really like not doing the classes back to back. I don't know if I'm going to change my schedule right now because I'm really just trying to get bookings and get more students. But definitely, so I'll grind through the back-to-back classes for a minute. I don't like them though. And I don't like that. And this is something else Teacher Madeline talked about. Subscribe to me. But also, I'm going to put links to those teachers that have truly been amazingly helpful to me in my start with VIP Kid. So Teacher Madeline is a good one. Teacher Madeline, she talks about her experience with back-to-back classes and how to, the pros and cons, and how to, set yours up so that it works best for you. Since my early mornings, I'm only doing like 4 classes typically. I might do them back to back. We'll see how that goes. Right now, again, I'm more interested in becoming a regular to some of the kids that I'm working with and getting more families to book. So we'll address that as we go. The main thing that I really wanted to talk about in this video today, aside from kind of an update on the classes that I taught today, is really paying attention to the profiles. I think I kind of took that for granted in the beginning, but the profiles and the notes from the previous teachers is invaluable. Had I not been prepared with the information that I learned from those profiles, I would not have been prepared for my little ball of energy this morning. And that could have been a disaster because we really crammed to understand in that 25 minutes. And had I not been prepared, no way I would have finished that lesson with her. No way I would have finished. And we skipped slides. There were duplicates. So like the fill in the blank for the sentences, there were 2 slides. So if she got it correctly with little to no help from me, then I skipped the second slide. But again, the only reason why I had that plan in my mind is because I read the profile. I read the teacher notes from the previous teacher that said she flies through the lessons. She knows this stuff. She's done it. She does it well. So I really was able to skip through with her. So the trick with skipping the slides with her, because I have heard you can get some negative feedback when you skip slides. So the trick with skipping slides with her, when she was yelling, "Yay!" which is literally what she did every time. When she got a grade, she would yell and dance. Skip slide. While she's celebrating, skip slide. So that when she looks back at her computer, there we go with these technical difficulties again. But I did move that stuff around a little bit. I'll fix that. But so that was my trick with skipping slides. So by the time she finished celebrating and looked back at her screen, we were where we needed to be. There was a lot of feedback on that particular class, so that posed a problem. So one of the other tips I would say, just make sure you recognize that when you're speaking, you have to wait. I get excited with the kids and want to keep going, but today, all of the reverb that I was hearing, I remembered you have to speak and then wait. And for a lot of your classes, you will be able to hear when they have heard what you said, because there is a delay. So that was something that I was reminded today. I think that was awesome. Had a great class, 2 great classes today on my Sunday morning. Teacher Domini in the building with VIP Kid. I'll see you in the classroom. Bye-bye.